Hi, I know you. I recognize you. You've been here before. Don't recognize you, though. But come on in. Come on, everybody, come on in. Come set a spell with me. Connie's little corner is getting so close to things that are happening that I thought we got to catch you up a little bit. Got to give you a little bit more info on a few things. So today we're going to have a complete mix. A complete mix. I have two small orders from Whatnot shops, and both of these Whatnot shops you've seen before. The first one is going to be Envious Deals with Miss Latasha, and the second is going to be another order from TheCheapChick, Melissa. And yes, it's the very same Cheap Chick that we all love and watch on YouTube. By the way, guys, I know I'm trying to hit 4,000 subscribers, but Melissa is only 4,000 subscribers away from hitting 100,000 subscribers. That's big. All right, that's a serious milestone. So everybody subscribe to me, and then everybody go on over if you're not already subscribed to the Cheap Chick. Trust me, if you haven't watched her, you're gonna love her. She's just adorable. And she's from the Northeast, like me. She's from Rhode Island. I'm from New York. Kind of Northeast neighbors. Our personalities are very, very much similar, though I'm old enough to be her mama, but that's okay. I would be honored to be her mama. So go on over and check her out. Hit that subscribe button and let's see if we can help her reach 100,000. That's important to me. When I go on Whatnot, just so you all know, when I go on Whatnot to Melissa's shows, she uses me as a mod or a moderator. She and I have kind of gotten to know each other virtually. And when, there's something going on in her room, or if she just needs information given to the people in the chat, I do that for her. I help promote it. I answer their questions. I bring things to her attention. She doesn't always have Rob, her fiance, there with her, but I do what I can to help her out. So she uses me as a moderator, and I'm flattered to do so. So that's the first thing. The second thing is I'm going to give you a little bit of tips and tricks on navigating Whatnot, because a lot of you are saying you can't find this shop or you can't find that shop. So I'm going to walk you through it with screenshots, because I know y'all love those screenshots. You like the visuals. I've been working on this for a while, and it's kind of odd because one of you actually said, gee, maybe you could do a tutorial, a tips and tricks on Whatnot. And I wrote back, it's like, it's in the works. It's going to be up in the next video. It's just synchronicity. Great minds think alike. Not that I have a great mind, but my mind still works. So we're going to do that. We're going to do tips and tricks on that. We're going to do a little bit of what's going on just around the corner to kind of catch you guys up a little bit. Even if it's just little things, we're going to catch up. And we have two shops we're going to do, and I'm going to try to get this all done in an hour. So I probably should shut up and get busy with it, right? Okay. Envious Deals. Very, very small order from Envious Deals, Miss Latasha. This was from a show, obviously. On August 21st, and I received it on August 25th. And yes, I know we're in September, but I do what I can. Okay. The first thing I want to show you, like I said, there's not much in here. Let me unwrap this. This looks like paper, but this is actually that really thin foam wrapping type stuff. So I got to open it carefully. Now, some of you are going to yell at me. I expect that. Please be gentle. Y'all ought to know me by now. But I got two necklaces from her, not to be used as necklaces. They're exactly the same style and design, just two different colors. I'm going to be making these into a pair of earrings. And yes, I know they're different colors, but they complement each other because they're the same style. So they will be made into hanging earrings on the chain like this. Right? When I saw them in her jewelry pile, I'm like, okay. And she had a pair of blue, but I like the yellow and the pink because there's also a little bit of orangish. They just complement each other a little bit better. But these are very, very heavy. I am going to leave them on the chain and just put them on a hook. They're not all that heavy. These are very, very reasonable. These were $2 each. So basically for $4, I'm going to have a really unique set of earrings that nobody else has. And yes, guys, I am still contemplating doing a live jewelry show to clear out what I do make, because if this is any indication to you, and those of you that have seen my jewelry before, I don't make what other people have. When you get a piece from me, you're getting a piece that maybe 5 people in this world have, because have only ever made 5 pairs. All my pieces are one of a kind. These will definitely be one of a kind, but these are for me. For me. $2 a piece. Can't complain about that, okay? And then as a thank you, as I said, it's a small order. That's all it was. As a thank you, she threw in this cute little ring. Hold on a second. Let me get it out of here. Not even sure what's on it. You tell me what you see. It looks like a mushroom. I don't know. No clue what I'm looking at. Oh, it is a mushroom. When I turn it upside down, I can see it better. Okay. It definitely is a mushroom. And it's not expandable. But it fits my pinky perfectly. I hadn't tried it on. How cool is that? Okay, that's a keeper. I got a mushroom ring. Nice, right? Really, really nice. And I didn't have to pay a penny for it. Thank you, Miss Latasha, for that little gift. I love that she does stuff like this. She doesn't go cheap on her giveaways either. Whether it's something that she throws in as a thank you or something that you win in one of her giveaways. She just, yeah. So I know that's a tiny order, but you know what? Everything counts. Shipping speed, communication, the way it was packed, nice bubble wrap that it came in, her interactions and everything during her shows. Nothing about her has changed. If anything, she's gotten a little better. She's kind of modified how she does things in her shop. She now has a bin where her items are numbered. So you can say to her, hey, can I see number 26? Can I see number 37? Can I see number 2? And she will pull it out, show you everything about it, tell you everything she knows, and then she'll run the auction on it. She has been doing a lot of clearing of items that she's had for a while, and that includes an enormous amount of handbags and a whole bunch of stuff. She had she had 2 things there that I was looking to get as a gift for a friend's 5-year-old daughter, specifically for this child because of her unique personality and whatnot. So nobody was showing any interest in these items. And I asked Latasha if she could run those items. And I bid on it and nobody was bidding. And then in the last second, somebody swiped it from me. And I'm like, the frog? Seriously? I had asked for something. Nobody else was paying attention. Then all of a sudden somebody else decides to come in and just like, I'm going to take this. Connie can't have this. Okay. That was the first time. Then I asked her to run something else, which was a Squishmallow backpack. And it was tiny. It was perfect for the 5-year-old. It would have been perfect for her personality, for this little girl. Again, nobody showing any interest whatsoever. Nobody asking to have it run. I asked, I bid on it. I had put in my max, I put in a fairly reasonable max bid on this thing. And then again, the same person comes in and snipes it on the very last split second. And again, I'm like, what the frog? How rude. Are you kidding me? Yes, I know it's an auction, guys, but still, if you have somebody that's asking for an item and nobody else was bothering to mention it or look at it or ask about it, but then all of a sudden you come in and you steal it from that person, you swipe it from that person, well, at that point I'm like, hey, sorry guys, gotta go. I gotta find a birthday gift for this little girl. Looks like she ain't getting her birthday gift from Miss Latasha. And that's what I put in the chat. I'm like, well, can't get her birthday gift here, thanks to snipers. And I did find the perfect birthday gift for this youngin', and I found it at TheCheapChick. I am so excited for it to come. It has, I've been monitoring it, the label's been created, and it's on its way. So the tackiness of certain individuals that were in Miss Latasha's show have absolutely nothing to do with Miss Latasha herself and the way she conducts her show. She's still perfect. She still gets 5 stars. That particular person gets a minus 5 stars. Okay, I'm going to open this box from TheCheapChick, and it's heavy, and it has some things in here that I think is going to surprise you. But if you watch her channel on YouTube, you may have seen when she got these in, I believe they were in a storage unit. It's funny because her video for that storage unit, I don't know if it ran yet or if it ran like right about the same time that her Whatnot show was running. But I'm like, okay, she pre-records like I do. And actually, she's the one I learned it from so that I have a little bit more flexibility to add things in when I need to. I pre-record out. And as it is right now, I've already got things pre-recorded out till October 8th. So this particular show with TheCheapChick was on August 26th, and I received this on August 30th. And this box is full to the brim. Now, this is actually 2 different orders. Hold on. Yes. The first order I'm going to show you is from August 26th, received on August 30th. The second order, and I'll just let you know when I change orders. The second order was from a show that she did on August 23rd, and I received it on the 28th. So either way, really, really, really quick shipping. Melissa's in Florida. She's not that far away. So the first part of the order, a 2-pack. And I love that Melissa puts things in these little plastic bags. A 2-pack of deodorant. Brand new little travel sizes. These typically sell for $1.89 each. And they are brand new, never opened. Outlast sweat and odor. Perfect for when it's just, again, it smells like that clothesline, like sheets hanging on the clothesline. 2 of them, $1.89 each is what they sell for, but I got both of them for a total of $2. So it's almost like buy one, get one free. It's pretty good, right? Okay, that's the first one. We're still in the first order. This cute little thing I got because I have a tendency to take off when I change rings and things. I like to clean my rings before I put them away because 90% of the rings I have are good quality. They're the 925 silver or, wow, my voice is cracked, or they're good gold or white gold. So I like to clean them before. I like to wipe them down with like an alcohol swab or whatever to get my skin oils off them. And I'm always just throwing them on the top of the dresser. So I got this cute little dish, It's just a little heart dish. And they call this a hamster feeding dish because that's how small it is, or a gerbil feeding dish. But it's not too deep. It's only about 3/4 of an inch deep. The total on it here is probably only 1.5 inches. It's not real big. You can buy these. They're about $1.99 each, but I got it for $1. And it is acrylic, but it's just cute enough. It's just the right size to throw my rings in when I take them off, right? Now, one of the things Melissa does I might not have told you about is in every show, she does dollar starts. She'll take all these little things like that dish and the deodorant and stuff and a ton of other stuff I got, I'll show you. And she starts them at $1. And most often you will get that item. You'll win that bid for either 1, 2, or I think on rare occasion there was something she put out on the table. She'll put like a whole bunch of things, like anywhere from 5 to 10, depending on their size, items out on the table so that you can see them in the camera. She'll run the auction and then it's winner's choice. You just, she'll say, Connie, what are you feeling? And she always says that, Connie, what are you feeling? Darla, what are you feeling? Sue, what are you feeling? And you pick whatever you want. That's a really cool thing. I like that she does that. This is another one that came off that dollar deals. USB flash drive. And this one is 16 gigs. Now this is not too big, so it typically sells for like $4.99, but I got it for $2 on her $1 table. Somebody else said, 2 of us swiped at the same time, and that other person's bid went in first, and then mine came in second, and nobody else billed, because we all understand how that table works. These are not high price items, and you're not going to want to keep swiping and spend a fortune. All right. The next thing I got was Fresh Drops. Fresh Drops are what you put in your toilet to freshen it, and it's not just when you're going to be using it, okay, to relieve yourself. It's anytime you want to freshen up your toilet. Anytime. And it just says a fresh drop before you go, and no one will ever know. You can do it in the beginning. You can do it after you flush your toilet because it will also be in there for the next time that you go. This typically sells for $4.99, but I got it for $2. Pretty good deal. That was on her dollar table as well. All right, what else was on her dollar table? Oh, yes. A pack of 4 bottle lights. I'll open one of them up so that you can see. Okay, maybe I won't. Hold on. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Goodness gracious. Hey, I got 7 hours sleep last night. I'm good to go. Okay, this is what they are. These are the little twinkle lights, and I will pull the tab on this one. There you go. You can see it's bright, but you can't tell it's multicolored because it just glows too much. But they are multicolored. There's no way to show you. It's just too bright. So there's pink, blue, green, and yellow lights in here. But it's a set of 4. Now, typically they sell for $1.50 each, right? So you're talking $6 worth. I got all 4 for $1 on Melissa's dollar table. Now, Melissa does prorate her shipping. She doesn't necessarily, depending on the item. If she's doing the dollar table, yes, she prorates her shipping. Because obviously you're not going to want to pay $9 and change for something that you only bought for $1, right? That's kind of a moot point. But she does prorate it because she has a lot of other bigger items, and you'll see some of the bigger items with my next delivery from her. I can't wait. I'm just so excited. The little 5-year-old girl I'm talking about, it's actually not technically for her birthday. This is one of Anthony's daughters. Anthony is the owner of Savage Construction, the gentleman that has done a lot of the work in my home when it was being built, when it was being tweaked after it was delivered. And he is from Savage Construction, the owner of Savage Construction that put the fence in preparation for my upcoming fur baby. So as an additional little thank you to him, when someone has kids, I like to do for their children. Now, his older daughter, who is 11, I gifted her, among other things, the pink cherries that I had, the keychain slash bag bling, the pink cherries. Those went to her. The pink and lime Wilson leather handbag, which is just the right size. She's my size. She's 11 years old and she's my height. She's going to be tall like her daddy. So I gifted her that. I gifted her the little pink ring with the bow on it. She's all about pink. She is a girly girl. But I had put a whole bunch of stuff for her in that bag and gifted her. Well, her younger sister, who was 5, of course, was a little disheartened that she didn't have a goodie bag. But her dad let her know that, oh, no, don't worry. Connie is customizing a goodie bag for you. And she just lit up like the 4th of July. So wait till you see the goodies that she's going to get in her goodie bag. Both items, both little goodie bags were tailored specifically to each of those young ladies. That's how I like to do things. And no, if you see this thing right here wiggling, it is not a bug, guys. It's not a bug. That's the fob that's on the bottom of my ceiling fan hanging on the end of the chain. Don't freak. Okay, next items. I had to have these. These were too cute. These are oversized coasters. These are not the little ones. These are the thick, heavy-duty, oversized coasters. They're about 3.5, almost 4 inches square. But I had to have them because of what they say. Rescuing trapped wine, 1 bottle at a time. That's the first one. Wine takes the beach right out of me. Not necessarily just wine, any alcoholic beverage. Drink up, beaches. And the last one is well read. Well, I'm a Chablis or a Rosé girl myself. I like a Moscato, which is not too sweet, not too dry. It's kind of like just right. But I don't drink wine all that often. I do not even keep it in the house. I only have it when I go out to eat. Now, these typically will sell for $1.99 each. All right. You can get the set for $6. If you wanted to buy the whole set, you can find the set of funny wine coasters, I think is how they were listed. The whole set for $6. I got all 4 of them for $1 off of Melissa's dollar table. If that's not an incentive to go and visit with her, wait. There's more that came off that dollar table. These typically sell for $3. Excuse me, $6. I got them for $3. This is a massive set of twinkle lights. Look at this. There's 100 twinkle lights in here, and I did test them. They do run on batteries. There's the battery pack. It takes 3 AA batteries. It works. And I will tell you too, when there's something like this, Melissa also tests them, and she tells you, she guarantees you, hey, I tested these, they work. So this pack of 100 twinkle lights typically sells for $5.99. You might as well say $6. And I got it off her dollar table for $3. Now remember, the dollar table starts at $1. But if other people are interested in something that's sitting on that table and they really want something, They don't know what you're bidding for because there could be 10 things on that table. They're trying to win because there's something on that table they really want. I really wanted these. I have no outside decor. That was a steal. Okay. Also, from her dollar table. It's still all the same order, guys. It's still all the same show. This item typically sells for $14.99. Can you hear it? Oh, I hope you can hear it. It squeaks. It makes the funniest little sound. I'm going to open it. It's still wrapped in cellophane. This is a dog toy. A little paw on it. And this is hard plastic. This is not rubber. This is hard. But a lot of dogs like things that not necessarily squeak. There's your brand. KKBD. Brand new, sealed. It sells for $14.99, this little thing. And that's at Amazon where everything's a good deal. I got it off of her table for $2. $2. Yes, I am getting new dog toys, new dog pillows. You saw new dog blankets. I need a new throat. Hold on. I don't expect my new dog to be using all the same old things that Sadie and Levi used. I got them new things when I rescued them. I'm getting some new things for my new dog. All right. Also from the dollar table, it is, let me put, Melissa puts number stickers on everything. An orange light bulb for Halloween. Right? It's going to go on the front porch. I did open it and check it. Still in its original box. Filament is intact. It's an orange bulb and it glows orange. See if I can get it back in there without me breaking it. Made it all the way over from who knows where it started out initially. But it's not super bright. It's only 25 watt, 120 volts. So 25 watts means it's a very soft, dim light. Really dim ambient light. But this typically sells for $7.75. And I picked it up off her table for $1. When I get notification that Melissa's shows are starting, because I follow her, when I get that pop-up notification, I like to be one of the first ones in the room because she does not waste any time. She'll come on there, she'll go, "Hey, hi, welcome to my Whatnot show." And then she's like, she'll tell you what they're going to do today, and then she gets right into it. When I grow up, I want to be just like her. Oh, I'm kidding. All right. I saw these on her $1 table and I had to have them, which I refer to them specifically as the Cheap Chick cups. Because you know Melissa has everything chick. Just plain old 10-ounce paper cups, or excuse me, 8-ounce paper cups. They typically sell for $3.29 each. There's 8 in a pack. So there's 16 here for, let's say, $6.60 for 16 cups because of the pattern. But they were so cute. I had to have them. They're cheap, and that's how I refer to them. When I won the bid, she says, "Okay, Connie, what are you feeling?" And I said, "The Cheap Chick cups." So I got all of them, because she had them together like that, all of them for $1. That was worth it, right? Even if I use them when I brush my teeth or little things, a beverage outside, something quick that I need a cup for, planting, gardening, it was worth it for $1 to say, I got Cheap Chick cups from the Cheap Chick All right, y'all don't get my sense of humor. I give up. All right, there's more. Hold on. Got to make sure I don't mix up the orders here. Okay. These are the last things from this. I'm still on the same order, guys. I told you this box was full. And yes, Melissa has a lot of little things, which I absolutely love about her. All right. This also came off her dollar table. This is just a little fake plant. This is heavy, guys. This alone, whoa! Okay, I didn't break anything. This feels like the weight of the roll of quarters, but it's just a cute little thing. And I like the colors, the earthy colors in it. I'm just going to sit it on the shelf. It's just something a little cute to look at, right? But believe it or not, this little thing, because this is solid acrylic, it's got the stones in it. This sells for $8.50. I was really shocked when I found it. And I checked the measurements. It's exactly this item. I got it off of Melissa's table, her dollar table, for $2. It's cute. It'll add a little spot of greenery where I don't have any color, so to speak. All right. The next thing that came off her table, and this one was a little bit different because there was some higher end type of things, because as the table empties, she fills the spot with something new. So there were some higher end things on the table that a couple of us were actually going after, but I got them. All right. This is a 2-pack of elastic bracelets, but come on, guys. Is this going to be a bracelet for me? Of course not. This is going to make, and of course not all these beads, but some of these beads are going to make absolutely wild earrings. I actually might take apart one bracelet and leave the other bracelet intact and put it in the subscriber appreciation box. But this 2-pack sells for $7.99, so for $8. I got it for a winning bid of $4. And I have a big wrist, but these fit in my wrist with room to spare. So if you have an 8 or 9-inch wrist, because they're on elastic, it'll work. So I'll put one in the give you box, and the other one I will take apart and make either some straight dangle earrings out of it or some hoops out of them. We'll see. Depends on how heavy they are when I start to string them. But that was a good deal. $4 for something that cost $8. And the last thing from this particular show also came off her dollar table. And this I had to have to go with something that I had gotten from UltraAuthentic. This is a hematite necklace in hearts. Look at those. This is going to make gorgeous earrings and or a bracelet and or an anklet and or both. Beautiful hematite necklace, all in hearts. And it's a tiny necklace. It's only about not even an 18-inch. It would be a choker on me. A single strand choker. Yeah, it'd be a little too tight. But when I saw it, and I have the black beads and the gold beads and whatnot that I'd gotten at a different shop, I automatically knew what I was going to do with this. This, believe it or not, because this is all hematite, this sells for $28. $28 on Amazon. The cheapest place I could find this was $19, and it wasn't exactly the same. It didn't have as many hearts. It had hearts and a whole bunch of spacers, and then maybe 2-3 hearts and a bunch of spacers. It wasn't all hearts like this one is all hearts. I think it was either Target or Walmart that I found it for under $20, but not much under 20. I got this off of Melissa's table for $2. I couldn't buy these beads for $2, guys. Any of you that make jewelry, or have you ever gone out and priced hematite genuine, true hematite. You can't get it that cheaply. So when I see it at one of these whatnot shops, I gotta go for it. I don't know what's up with my voice today. As a thank you, Melissa always puts a little goodie bag in here for people. And depending on whether you but she has different guidelines. Like if you spend over $10, you get a little bit more in the goodies. If you spend under $10, you might only just get a thank you card. I always get something more for her. And she does that, I think, because I act as a moderator for her. But again, thank you for supporting my small business. And she signs it, Love Melissa. And on this one, you can see a little bit better how it spells out Melissa. I love the way she signs her name because it's half printed and half written. So you get a nice little thank you card. And then she puts some silly things in here. This is a pen holder. All right. It's Velcro. You just open it up. You can put it around. You can use it as a cord keeper. You can use it as a pen holder. Very handy little thing to have. I've got a couple of these from her now, and I use them as cord keepers. And then she puts in a couple of little stickers. Says, I don't drink and drive. I sip and cruise. And this one is See the Dream, and it's SEA. Melissa goes on a lot of cruises. She takes at least 2 cruises a year. At least 2 cruises a year. So these little stickers, I will be putting in my customer appreciation box. They'll go in there. And then the last thing that was in her little thank you is this cute, tiny little, ready for this? Synchronicity, guys. Cherries ring in pink. Wasn't I just talking about what I gave Anthony's 11-year-old? Pink cherries. This little pink cherries ring is going to go into the little goodie package for his 5-year-old so that she has something cherries too. And it's open on the bottom, so it'll adjust. It's just plastic, but you know what? Big sister, little sister is always trying to keep up with big sister. Big sister has the big cherries. Little sister will have the little pink cherries. How cute, right? I know. I saw that and I'm like, oh, wow, man, the universe really lined up on that one. Thank you, Lord. Okay, that's the end of that particular order. So that was the order that came. It was from the show on August 26th that I received on August 30th. Now, what I'm going to show you is from her show on August 23rd, and I got them on August 28th. And you're going to be very, very surprised at what I have to show you. One odd thing out of the whole bunch, and this is a pet spray massage comb. This is for washing down or wiping down your pet. Doesn't matter whether it's a dog or a cat. It works good on animals that have short hair or long hair. Right. This is a steam comb. You charge it. There's your little charger. Got a little bit of dirt on it, which I will get off. Little sticky glue. Buttons. This is where you plug it in to charge it. These are soft rubber. Very soft rubber. There's your little steam vent that comes out of the bottom. This whole thing is shaped like a whale, but it fits the hand nicely. It fits your hand good. Right? This is where you fill your water. Just opens up. You put your water in, snap it back down into place, and it goes in there tight. And then there's your power button, which is not charged right now, but that's how you turn it on. And it steam cleans. So if your animal does not like a bath, and oddly enough, Levi hated water. Most pit bulls love water. Levi hated water. I had one of these when he got kind of, he loved how this felt. And he would just lay there and let me do this for hours if I wanted to. Same thing with Sadie. Sadie's coat was a little bit longer, but she was still considered a short-haired dog. When they were shedding in the fall and starting to get their winter undercoat, this was great for it. So these are really terrific little things to have. Absolutely worth it. It sells for $10.59 on Amazon, and they do have different colors, but Melissa happened to have the little blue one, which is fine. New in box. I got it for $3, and this was on a regular auction bid. This was not on a on her dollar table. She did $3 starts, and I got it for the $3. Was it on her table? No, this was on her dollar table. Now that I think about it, it was a different show, but it was on her dollar table. All this stuff was on her dollar table. All right, so I am going to keep it in the box for now, so I remember to charge it. So that is new and ready for my next doggie. I have sterilized. I actually cleaned the bottom really good. I sprayed it with alcohol and Clorox and everything I could think of, and I got it clean, and then I donated it to a neighbor that has an animal who doesn't like water either. So the one that I had for my doggies went to good use. All right, let's get into what's the rest in this box, and then we'll get down to business. This is the fun stuff. All right, red jasper. And I will take some of these out so you can see. This whole handful of red jasper. This is, I would say, easily 12 to 16 ounces of red, beautiful, polished red jasper. Look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. Now, typically, these stones are big. These are more than an inch square, especially that one. These stones can sell for as much as $7 each. If you go into a gem store or a crystal store, they can be up to $7 a piece. I would say the smallest one in here, oh my gosh, look at this one. This is raw, but these have all been polished, but that's still considered almost a raw edge. Some of these are absolutely huge, but the colors are gorgeous. So up to $7 a piece. I got all of these for $2. All of them for $2. Amethyst. Now, I'll put a little bit of information up here on the screen so that you know the properties of each stone and what they're used for, because I know a lot of you out there want to get involved with having crystals or gemstones in your home. You don't know which ones to get depending on what you might be going through in your life, what ones are good for. So instead of me just sitting here telling you, I'm just going to put the information up on the screen so that you have it. All right, so you saw the information for the red jasper. Here's the amethyst. And this is dark amethyst. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. And there is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 11 stones, all amethyst. Look at this. All polished amethyst. 11 stones. This would, because of its weight, would typically be about $10 for these. And I got the entire pack for $7. This, as you can see by the information, has a lot of amazing qualities. If you have any stone in your house, amethyst needs to be one of them. They say that people who like purple, hello, I'm even using my purple pen today. They say that people who like purple are people who need the amethyst the most in their life. So think about what color is your favorite color what gemstone or crystal ties to that. So for example, my favorite color is red. Red jasper ties to that, but so does garnets and rubies, which happen to be two of my favorite gemstones. Well, especially rubies. Who doesn't like a ruby, right? But they say, depending on what your favorite color is. All right, these are white quartz. I'm not going to take them all out of the bag, but I'll take a couple out to show you. These are white quartz or milky quartz. Everybody calls them something different. These are raw. Typically, this much would sell for about $10, $9.99, $10. But I got the entire bag. This is 250 grams, by the way, guys, in case you were wondering. 250 grams of white quartz or milky quartz. You go price it. It's about $10 for a quality stone. I got this entire bag for $2. I'll tell you what I'm going to do with them momentarily. All right, aventurine. Aventurine stones. And I'll take a couple out. It's too hard to take the entire thing out. They're heavy. This is a pound of aventurine. Aventurine is green. Beautiful green. Look at that. And these are raw. These are not even polished. These are completely raw, which means their energy. It doesn't matter if a stone is polished or not. I like the raw because I just tend to feel the energy from the stones or get a sense of the energy from the stones so much easier when it's raw. And I like the look of the raw. It looks, you can tell it's real, it's genuine. But look at those raw edges. So this is a pound. Pound of aventurine typically sells for around $14, give or take. But I got this entire pound for $3. Melissa just dumped a handful of these out on her turntable and started the bid. She had a lot of aventurine, so I got it. And the last thing in this particular order are geodes. In the raw, natural geodes. Each of these geodes, if you go any place to buy a geode, there's 5 of them. You go anywhere to buy a geode, you're going to pay about $3 a piece for the ones this size. About $3 a piece. I get all of them for $3. And yes, you can tell they're geodes. If you look in there, can you see the crystals in there? Look inside. Look at those crystals in there. I will break these open a little at a time. See if I can find another one that really shows you the crystals. Oh, there we go. Look at that one. So these usually have a geode like this will typically have either a milky or white quartz inside of it or amethyst inside of it. I believe all of these, they came from the same area, that they will probably all have the milky quartz inside, but it'll be raw and I will leave them raw. Now, as you can see, I have an abundance of each stone. If anyone is interested in one of these stones or 2 of these stones, I'll part with a couple of each because I have plenty. But you know what? I use these crystals when I go and do like a house cleaning for someone or house cleansing, or if there's a new home and I want to make sure certain attributes within the home, that there's certain protections in the home, I'll bring these stones, or I will break these stones into smaller pieces and leave little crumbles in different spots of the home, whether it be inside or outside. As you can see, the attributes that I put up on the screen for everything, they all serve a purpose. Now, got a little goodie thank you in this order too from Miss Melissa. And here comes the good old standby. Velcro keeper, cord keeper. And oh, both of them I got this time from her are purple. There's that synchronicity again, guys. 2 stickers, little bunny rabbit, and a little doggy with ice cream in a beret. These 2 are going to go with the little tiny pink cherry ring because these are more kid-like. So these are going to go with the little cherry ring. Again, a little thank you sign, Love Melissa, with her thank you card. And this one has an itty bitty tiny little nail file. And I don't care that it's a rainbow, guys. Rainbow is not just for gay pride. A rainbow is a rainbow. Rainbows are beautiful things. It's Mother Nature just blessing us with all the colors from the prism. It does not matter. So this cute little rainbow nail file, and this is tiny. This is not even as big as my finger. This is going to go for the little 5-year-old too. She's always trying to keep up with the big sister. And you may have seen or about to see another video that I did where I had this little tiny set of press-on nails that I set aside for her. So this will go with that. So she's getting a very customized box, extremely customized box. So that's it for the 2 orders for the Cheap Chick. What does Melissa get? Of course, yes. She still gets 5 stars. I shouldn't have to say it. Her prices are incredible, guys. And even for her bigger items. Do you remember these? I keep showing you these. This is a little one. I got this and the bigger one from Melissa. I have, all right, I'll tell you. I have not 1, but 2 Squishmallows coming from Melissa. And I paid next to nothing for each of them. Is it worth it? Just what I saved on the gems is worth the shipping. Just what I saved on the entire first order with all those little items that only cost me $1, $2, or $3. It's so worth it, right? And with Melissa, as with some of the other shops I bring you, you can ask her, what kind of things can we expect to see today? What's on your agenda for, and sometimes she'll say random. You can always ask her, well, Connie showed us a whole bunch of gemstones, or we saw, little small electronics or whatever. Just go and watch. Seriously. And if you want to bid, bid. But remember, when you first walk into a show, you get into that show and there's an item running, your eye should immediately go to the shipping cost. Is she in a point in her show where she's running that full $9 and change up front? Or is she doing her dollar table where maybe you're only paying $2 for shipping or something like that, and she's prorating her shipping down? And ask. But I'm giving her 5 stars. I have yet to walk away from her show or any other show, any other shop that I brought you, where my shipping wasn't worth it. I don't go into a show for 10 minutes. That's another key. You go into a show, you need to go in for an hour. Either whether you sit and watch or you start shopping, you start asking questions, get involved. It's the only way it's going to be worth your while to get involved. Nothing ever other than Envious Deals. That was only the 2 necklaces that I got from her, but she prorated the shipping down. I think I only paid $2 and change for shipping because she did it by the weight of those items. Melissa doesn't do it by weight, but she does prorate it. So guys, ask, right? Okay. Let's do a little bit of what's been going on just around the corner. Y'all getting curious, right? See, I'm not adulting today. This is about as adulting as I'm going to get today. And then when I'm done, I'm going to go outside and I'm going to the back of the house And I am going to start raking up some of the excess gravel that's in the area where I fenced, because I need that gravel for the walkway areas around all my garden beds that I'm going to be putting in. And I don't want all that gravel under my dog's feet. No, I don't have the dog yet. Not till after I come back from visiting Mom. So let me give you a hint. I'm going to go out to see Mom probably the first weekend in October. That's what I'm working on. At the latest, it'll be the second weekend in October. So somewhere around October 15th is when I'm going to venture out to find my next fur baby. So keep that in mind as you watch videos or as you watch your calendar. But I have so much to prepare. So what's going on around the corner? Well, you saw the videos of the fence being built, the initial part of the fence. I still have to put that third center rail in there. And then, of course, I have to go out and I'm going to rake up the gravel. I'm going to work on that today. I also added the stair treads to the back steps. So now I have those stair treads. I still have to build the fifth step on the bottom. I don't know if I'll get to that right away. It's still a little hot outside to be doing that. We're still in the upper 80s and 90s, so I'm not quite ready to do that yet. But the stair treads are out there. Also, what's outside is my current crystals, not the ones I just got from Melissa. These will go outside, or at least some of them will go outside. But the crystals that you saw me get from CrystalClear from that shop at whatnot.com, those are outside. I took that beautiful red and brown ceramic bowl that I got from a Whatnot shop. I took it out back. I filled it with the red sand. When my backyard was dug down, on top you have the white sand, but as you get closer to where there might be clay in the area, the sand actually has a red color to it. It has an iron or an orangish color, almost like that, almost like the burnt orange. So I filled that pot with that iron laden, with that healthy, really deep earth sand. And I let the pot sit outside. I sprayed it to make sure no pests, no larvae was in it, whatever. Sprayed it down really good. Then I set my existing crystals in it and I set them outside to let them energize in the sun. And they will refresh and increase their energy. I'm going to add some of these to it, probably everything except for the geodes. I'll add like at least one of each into that crystal forest, let them energize for the rest of the day, and then I will bring them in and set them right there. Can you see that spot right there between my brother Mark and the TV set? I made a spot, and one of you brought to my attention, I hadn't even noticed it, and that's again synchronicity. Mark is in a teal and brown frame. He's wearing red with a white background. Brown brushed metal, white and teal and red candles. I hadn't even noticed that all of that coordinated. I had no clue. One of you pointed that out to me. So, okay. But anyway, the red and brown is going to go right on that spot where it'll be up away from doggy tail, but it'll still be there where it energizes the whole house. So that's outside, and these will be added to it to get that done. So I'm excited to have that done. All right. I also, speaking of doggy tails, as I was getting more things organized around the house and in the living room area and the kitchen area, I kind of got this feeling that, I had to fix the leash holder on the front porch. I had that little dog butt, the little black dog butt, and it had fallen off because it was only up there with the two-sided sticky tape, and the humidity, it just didn't hold up. So I went and got the screw that goes with it. I put the screw in the wall. I screwed it on. It's not going anywhere now. But then it's almost like Sadie and Levi were talking to me. They're like, get one of the leashes, get the collar. Well, I had washed all the collars. Sadie's purple collar is in her treasure box. That was her last collar. That's with her. Levi's orange collar is in his treasure box. That's the last collar that he was wearing. So they are set aside with them. But I had previous collars, and I don't know why I never parted with anything. I kind of said, all right, which collar are we going to start the new dog on? Because I had washed everything. And I said, whatever one I grab, that's it. And I reached in, and this is what I pulled out. It's a combination of purple, pink, and orange. It's a mixture of both of their last collars. And now for this one, I'm like, okay, there's a universe telling me something. So I went into where I had stored the leashes. I hung one of the leashes back on the back door like I used to have it. And the leash and the collar, I hung out front to get ready for the next dog. So when I do go puppy hunting or dog hunting, no, not a puppy, pet hunting, I'll take that with me and I'll have it ready. And I'll know, and the dog that I rescue will know that that's for them. It happens that way, guys. I don't pick them, they pick me. I'm just aware that I've been selected. And that's been the way with all my rescues. So the next thing I did was I had this huge pile of all sorts of miscellaneous work stuff sitting in the corner of my kitchen counter, out in the bench, well, the storage unit out on the front porch. And I said, I have got to get this organized because I had gotten this really nice little multi-drawer container to put things in. I spent more than 2 hours organizing all my screws, my nails, my clips, all them little things that get all over the place and you can never find that you're looking for. So check this out.
2 hours since I started organizing, but I finally got it done. Now, there is a lot more in my shed, but this is just what I had in my cabinet on the front porch that needed to be sorted out. My finger's in the way. Sorry, guys. Self-tapping screws, different washers, nuts, washers, extra tray, extra dividers, rusty nails. Yes, those are a thing when you decor. Finishing nails. All this I had to sort one piece at a time. And that, wait, that's not everything. Then we have this other little divider down here with miscellaneous things. And then certain things needed to stay in bags or pouches. So we have all my massive amount of small anchors, preset pack of washers. These things are specific to certain things in the house. That's for shelf building, cabinet poles, hangers, magnets, photo repair. This huge Temu bag was stuffed to the brim, as was this jug. Right now, the only thing the jug has in there is some chain and a little bit of twine, which will come out. So all these little things that you see here and what's in here will go back in that bag, roll it up, tuck it in a corner. But that's a lot of organizing, guys. Piece by piece, separating everything out. I got a lot more than I thought I had. But imagine how much it's going to save me now, not having to figure out if I actually have something and go out and buy duplicates. I'll get this all these little containers will all get put into their holder, and you'll see a picture of the finished product.
Done. It's done. That big mess on my counter is gone. That big bag that was stuffed with loose things that I could never find. It's now down to only a third of the bag with those individual things that are very specific, rolled up, tucked away. Thank you. It's finally finished. Sometimes I just don't like to organize, and sometimes I know I have to, and I had to get that done. But I did. It's as done as it can get. All right. So the last thing that's been going on around the corner, well, this morning, I don't know why. I don't know what happened. Before I was even dressed, I got up, I looked at the TV sitting on the corner on my dresser in the bedroom, and I said to myself, and it's funny because I was looking at the TV, but I said, oh, I've got to get my earring out from behind, because I had one of my turquoise earrings, one of my favorite earrings, fell down behind the dresser. So when I slid the dresser out, I said to myself, well, you got the dresser out now, you might as well finally hook up the TV. You've only been here 6 months and you hadn't hooked it up yet. Hadn't. Because when I go into bed, I go to bed. But for some odd reason, it said, hook the TV up. So I hooked the TV up. I got the Roku connected. I got the remote control programmed. All's right with the world now because I have a working TV in the bedroom. So if I want to watch the news or something late at night, or if maybe I'm ready to go to bed and I want to finish watching a movie that I started in the living room, I can go in there, and that's been done. I don't know why that happened. It was such a spur of the moment thing. It's like, just get it done. I'm nesting. Who said that? I just heard one of you guys say I'm nesting to get ready for my next dog, that I have to finish organizing to make room for the next dog. You're scaring me, guys. Really. But you're probably right. Okay. And the last thing that I got done is, I don't know if you've seen it yet, but in one of the videos that I've recorded, you saw that from Temu, I had gotten that hanging candle holder. And I got that up exactly where I wanted it. I love how it came out. For right now, I did put one of my little purple candles, my little battery operated set that you saw me get from some shop on Whatnot. So I got that put up. Very happy with it. And because that candle is on a remote control with the other two candle set that it goes with, I can turn them all on no matter where they are, as long as they're like somewhere in the same room. And that's exactly what I plan to do. But I think it looks great up there. Will I keep the purple one in it? I don't know. It's kind of growing on me. What do you think? Should I change it for a smaller white one? I don't want to put a flame candle up there because, number one, I can't reach it. I could reach it if I had one of those longer, like click lighters. I do have one somewhere. Who knows where it is? It's probably out in the shed with the camping gear. But that's what I got done. All right. That's enough for what's been going on around the corner. Have I caught you up enough on that? All right. We're at an hour. Let's get into... There was something else I was going to do, but I'm going to hold off on it. I'm just going to give you a little quick snippet. You heard me mention Mercari. 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 Mercari is a shopping site. That's the brand of the shop. That's the name of the shop. So you can go to Mercari.com. I just want to let you know, in case you weren't aware, Mercari is a place, it's like eBay, where you can buy it now or put bids in on things. However, it's a great place for resellers because they have a fixed rate. Their fees are fixed at 10%. So if you are a reseller, you can list pretty much anything that you want on there. They don't have many restrictions as to what you can or cannot list. eBay, their rates changed based on the value of the item. With Mercari, it doesn't matter if you're putting up an item that's worth $10,000. You're going to pay a fixed 10% of your sale price. All right, period. Not the taxes, not the shipping. If you sell something for $1, you're going to pay 10-cent fee. Very simple, right? So Mercari is a great place for those of us that are not resellers. If we have something we want to get rid of and get rid of it quickly, that's a great place because the app is on your phone. You don't have to have a computer or a laptop, not even an iPad. You can just use your phone, Android phone, whatever. If you can take a picture of it, you can post on Mercari. It's a great way to clear things out. You can get payouts to Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, bank accounts. They pay out in a bunch of different ways, and you can take payments from people in a bunch of different ways. But when you shop Mercari, be careful because a lot of people, it looks like an online junk store. But you can search for anything that you want, just like you would at eBay. You just type in what you're looking for, and that's how you search. Just be careful. Make sure you look at the ratings that each person is putting up and look at the items carefully. Ask questions before you buy because not everybody takes the time to present items to you in great shape. Sometimes they don't clean them up. Sometimes they don't give you enough information. Pick and choose, but boy, you can find some incredible deals on Mercari. Better than you can find deals on eBay. Okay? So check it out. All right. Now, let's get on to tips and tricks number 1 for whatnot. And I'm going to try to get through this in about 15 minutes if I can. I'm going to put screenshots up here for you. So you've seen me bring you a lot of different shops. You've seen SuperBuys, UltraAuthentic, Pricebreak, AGSupply, Envious Deals. The list goes on. I think I'm up to like 15 or more. TheCheapChick. Can't leave Melissa out. But you see me bring a lot of those shops to you. You cannot go into your browser and just type in SuperBuys. That's not how you get there. All these places I show you, like I did today, Envious Deals and TheCheapChick, are at whatnot.com. So the first thing you do is you go to whatnot.com. Now, if you don't have an account there yet, you can open an account. Here's my link. If you use my link, you will get $10 off your first purchase. It's $10 off the item, not off the tax, not the shipping. Excuse me. Got that tissue fast enough. I've been sneezing all morning. And I think it's because tells me I got to clean the bed because I was climbing around behind the dresser. All right. So use my link, whatnot.com/invite/ConneeCon. Right? That will get you $10 off your first item only, not tax, not shipping. It'll get me a $10 credit so that I can finish. And once you get your first item delivered and you don't have a return on it, right? It's a keeper. You don't ask for a refund. You will then get your own link, just like this one, right? That you can share with your family and friends so that you can start earning $10 credits and they can get $10 off their first order. Right? That's great. All right. So now you've gone to whatnot.com and you've set up your account. And as I tell everybody, do not put a payment method on your account until after you've had time to go into a few shows, watch, see how they are, poke around, see if you find items that you like and that you really want to bid on. Then go ahead and add your payment source into your wallet. All right. Okay. So how do you navigate on whatnot.com? Very simply. When you get there, on your main page, and of course, take a look at the screen prints that I put up for you. On the main page, you're going to go into the search bar and you're going to type the name of the shop that you're looking for. So we're going to use SuperBuys as an example because that's the links that I just happen to take screenshots of. That's the one most of you are asking about because of the enormous savings I get from SuperBuys. So you type into SuperBuys. Now, before you even hit enter, as you finish SuperBuys, it'll automatically populate choices for you. You're going to choose the SuperBuys with that icon, with that hexagon or octagon. Octagon? No, hexagon. Octagon is 8 sides. With the hexagon. All right. and it has a SuperBuy emblem in the middle of it. You're going to click on that, all right? Or you're going to hit select. You're going to select that one. That's going to bring you to SuperBuys. You can follow them. If you're not following them already, you can click follow. The minute you click follow, it's like hitting subscribe for me. It means you're going to get a notification when SuperBuys has a live show. Even if you don't bookmark the particular shows, you'll get a notification that, hey, they got a show that's going live, or your saved sellers, because that's what they call it, your saved sellers has a live show. So click follow. Now, you want to go and click on right underneath where it says SuperBuys. You'll see where it says shows. Click on shows. You will now see a list of every scheduled show that they have for however far out they have. If there's a particular day that you want to watch intentionally, all you have to do is hit that little bookmark, that little flag hanging down. Click that bookmark, and it will save that show so that when that show goes live, you get that notification on your phone app that, okay, they're up, and you can start watching that. All right. That's how simple it is to search. Now, you can also, if you go into the main page, back where we started, you can search categories. We talked about this a little bit. You can click on categories, and this is what you'll see. Electronics, kitchen, furnishings, households, children's, games, toys, all these different categories of things that you're looking for. Or you can type for a specific item up in the search bar. But if I had one of you, I think, is traveling to your daughter's wedding overseas, and you were looking for wedding things. If you don't find a category that says wedding, you just type in the word wedding, and everything for weddings that's out there will come up. And believe me, there's a lot. You could spend weeks going through just that one category. So searching by categories is a good way to narrow down. And that's what I do, guys. You say, well, how are you finding all this dog stuff? Or how are you finding this? Or how are you finding that? Because I search in the categories, or I search in the search bar for what I'm looking for. Oddly enough, some of the shops that I've shown you have had a majority of these items, either listed in their bin or they're coming up as one of the shows that would have it. So you can search that way, right? So that's your basic search functions. Pretty easy, right? You search for the shop you want, you click on the shop that you want to follow, and then you click on their shows to find out when they have shows coming up, and then you just sit back and watch the show to see what they have in it. A lot of times their little thumbnails will show you exactly what they have in it, whether it's going to be electronics or all clothes or all shoes or whatever, mid-range handbags and accessories. Whatever they may be running that day is what will be on the thumbnail. But again, that's not all inclusive of what they're running. That's just giving you, they have to pick from categories. They can't just say this, that, and the other thing. They have to check off certain boxes. So they check off their primary box, and it's up to you to ask that shop what the rest is. But again, there's two ways that you can ask. So let's get into that. When you go on the main page, look up here in the top corner. You'll see the little chat symbol box, and then you'll see the bell for notifications. Notifications is if somebody, like if you were in a live stream with me and you made a comment in that live stream and you said, @Connie Con, hi, how you doing? That would show up under my notifications because that lets me know that during a live stream, someone communicated with me in that particular chat, in that shop. The little box, that's the chat box with the lines on it, that's where you can message each other. So if I wanted to message, and I'm going to just throw a name out there, Darla. If I wanted to message Darla direct, not in a show where everybody else could see it, I would simply go up to that little chat bubble and type in her name at Darla and whatever the rest of it is, or do a search for her and send her a direct message. So there's two ways that you could communicate. You can also send direct messages to the shop. You can do at SuperBuys, and you can send a direct message to SuperBuys that is not in the chat. Or let's say you're at UltraAuthentic with Jesse and you want to make him a confidential offer on something that he's selling, and maybe you don't want everybody else to know about it. You go up to that chat bubble, you go at UltraAuthentic, all one word, and ask, hey, would you take such and such dollar amount for item number whatever? It's private. Nobody gets to see it except for the two people that are chatting back and forth, or you and the shop that are chatting back and forth. When you want to communicate with a shop, remember I told you how you message a shop if you have a problem with an item before you go to customer service. When I had missing items, then I wanted to say, hey, have you seen my item? Is it still floating around, where you did your live stream from? That's how you do it. That's one of the ways you do it. So you can chat that way with a shop, or if you're in a live stream and you go up, oh, there goes my computer again. Hold on. If you're in a live stream and you go up to the top where you see the picture or the icon, the emblem for that live stream, if you click on that, you'll get a drop down. And on the drop down, you'll see where it says message. You can also send a message to the shop privately that way. It will not show up in the live stream chat that everybody else gets to see. So you have two ways that you can communicate with. I don't know why I keep knocking my computer. I'm sorry. You have two ways that you can communicate with them. Okay. The last thing I want to show you, or the last two things I want to show you, which are the basics, is if you look down here in the bottom of the screen, the screen print, you will see where it says activity. When you have made a purchase and you click on activity, it will show you where you purchased it from, the date of the live stream, how much you paid for it, and the status. If it's pending, it means it hasn't been shipped out yet, or it'll say label created, which means it's getting ready to be shipped, or it'll say shipped. The status will change. Or now, as you see in these, I think they all say pending review, which means I received them. And just like at Temu, you can review the items and or click on that to review the shop. All right. So activity will show you what you've been buying. And it shows you everything from day one. It doesn't archive. I don't even want to tell you how many are in mine. But let's just say I got to scroll like I'm spinning on the wheel of fortune. It's just like spin that sucker, because it's just like till I get back to like, okay, this is where I left off. I did it this morning just to double check, and I do have two more packages coming, one from TheCheapChick and one from SuperBuys. Those are the only two outstanding orders that I have. I've been to watch and just to interact and to communicate, but I haven't shopped around. I'm starting to check out new shops, which is a lot of observation for me. I keep my hands off the swipe button when that happens. When I observe, I use my computer, because on my computer, I cannot bid, nor can I enter giveaways. So I use my computer when I'm observing a shop, deciding whether or not it's something I want to spend money out, or if it's something that I want to review. My earring is cockeyed and it's driving me crazy. Okay. No, I'm not OCD. Well, maybe a little. Okay, so that's activity. And then the last thing is, some of you said, look, I have all these credits, and what do I do with them? Well, when you're in a show, look at the screen print. On the side over here, you'll see where it says wallet. That is your information. So it'll give you, and I'm not going to show you my wallet because it has too much private information, but it'll give you your address. It'll give you your payment method that you have set up. And then if you do have credits, it'll show you credits. Or if a shop gives you a discount code, that's where you can enter your discount code to record it. So what happens in your wallet is if you have credits and let's say you go to SuperBuys. I just got a $10 credit from one of you that set up an account and did your first order. I got a $10 credit. You used the credit that you got from me. Love that for you. So what will happen is if I go to SuperBuys and let's say I win a bid for $3, doesn't matter what the shipping and taxes because that doesn't count. I win a bid for $3. That $10 is going to be tapped into. They're going to subtract out the 3 and my wallet will still have $7 left in it. So as I get more items, it eats up my credit. It's not that you have to use that $10 on one item. That's a misconception people have. So if you go to a shop and you say you've accumulated $200 worth of credits from either going to different stores, maybe you set up multiple accounts for different family members and everybody gets a $10 credit for whatever reason. All right, you're sharing your link out there and you're getting your credits. Everybody has a limit that when you share your link, you can get up to 200 credits when you share it. Just absolutely unbelievable how that works. That's better than price adjustments, guys. That's seriously, price adjustments are pennies. Credits are in $10 increments, right? Okay. So you can accumulate credits from all different sources. If you get a credit that's from a particular shop, you can only use that credit, like it's a discount code for SuperBuys. You can only use that discount code at SuperBuys. But when you have credits in general in your wallet, it doesn't matter what shop you go to. You can use, the system will automatically take the value of your item, your winning bid, and subtract that from your credits. I can't tell you how much stuff I got for free because I had credits and all I had to pay was shipping. But then if the shipping was prorated, I saved a small fortune. There were a couple of you that sent me messages and left comments on the video saying that you had literally a completely free purchase because you had gotten the $10 credit and then you had something else and whatever. And your experience was amazing because you didn't hardly spend anything and you got something of a good value. So check your wallet. Also, when you go into a shop and you spend, if you go up to the top and you see a little crown, it's like a little hexagon that's kind of off on the right-hand side. It'll either have a crown or a mark in it. If you click on that, that's your perks at the show, right? That's your rewards from that particular shop. Make sure that you check on there because if you spend a certain amount, it might say, oh, you've hit bronze level. You click on that, it'll tell you. Bronze might be a 5% discount. It might be a dollar value coupon. Make sure as soon as you see it, if you plan on shopping more that day in that shop, you click on redeem. Don't worry, you won't lose it. If you click redeem, then the very next item you buy from that shop, whether it's that show or a show a week down the road, the very next item that you buy from that shop, you'll get that redemption. You'll get that discount that you redeemed. So you won't lose it unless it crosses seasons. September 2nd started a new season. So any rewards you had that you from prior to September 2nd, from September 1st prior, if you did not use them, you lose them and you start from scratch. I believe it resets 3 times a year, every 4 months. I'll find out for sure, but I know it does. It goes for several months before it resets and starts again. I don't know exactly how long that is, but I'll inquire. Inquiring minds want to know. Some of you may already know. So if you know, leave a comment. All right. But I think that's enough navigating whatnot for now. We've covered a lot. We're at an hour and a half. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I just wanted to get all this information out to you. Because you know what, you deserve it. You've been following my channel. You've been getting, some of you have been getting on board with whatnot. I know some of you still haven't pulled the trigger yet, and that's fine. It's just like with Temu. Not everybody pulled the trigger right off the bat. But guess what, guys? Whatnot has been around for more than a decade. And we're just coming on board now. So they're not a flash in the pan. They are in the States. Yes, there is Whatnot shops that are open in Australia. For those of you that live there, there are Whatnot sellers that are starting to pop up in the United Kingdom. If you are somewhere where they don't ship, like I just found out recently that UltraAuthentic will not ship international, which is unfortunate because I know a lot of you that want things from him. But when you go there and you look at what your shipping would be, it probably would not be beneficial because your shipping costs would be so exorbitant. Unless you're able to pick up like a Coach bag or something, like I picked up this little Coach wristlet worth $35. If I were to pick this up for $1 and live in Europe and my shipping was $20, I'd still go for it because that means $21 for something worth $35 is still a good deal. So you gotta kind of have to do the math, right? A lot of information, I know. Put your questions down below in a comment or send me an email, an email. konneeslittlecorner@gmail.com. But in the meantime, give a big thumbs up, share this video so everybody can see what's going on. And if you are not already subscribed to this channel, or you have been suddenly, mysteriously unsubscribed, please resubscribe. YouTube is going around to every channel, and every subscriber that has not watched a video or at least clicked on a video to show some sort of interest. If you have not watched a video in 10 days, about 10 days, 10 days to 2 weeks, they kick you out of one of your of any channel you're subscribed to. It doesn't matter whether it's me or somebody else. Everybody's getting hit hard by this craziness. They want to keep you interested. Well, you know what? We want to keep you interested. So make sure every time you look at a video, or if all of a sudden you're not getting notifications, just please go to your favorite channel, resubscribe, get back in, because you know what? None of these channels that you like to watch, especially mine, we can't survive without you and your views. We need you. And hopefully you need us for information, entertainment. We're funny, some of us. Guys, stay hydrated. Above all else, please stay sweet. And I'll be back in just a couple of days with, yeah, you guessed it, another video. What will she be wearing in the next video? Ooh, that should be a poll. Bye.